There's a reason the story of the emperor's new clothes has lasted as long as it has. It's not just a children's tale. It's a diagnosis of how systems work. And it's one that we still can find valuable in the world that we're in today. So here's how the story goes, very plainly. An emperor is told that he is wearing extraordinary clothes, and the condition is simple. Only the most intelligent and the most worthy can actually see them. But here's the truth. No one actually sees anything, but no one wants to be the one to admit it, because to admit it would mean risking status, belonging, and credibility. So everyone agrees to pretend. Until a child, someone with no stake in the system, says what is obvious. The emperor isn't wearing anything at all. This is not a story about foolishness. It is a story about how systems work at all cost to protect themselves. And so the failure in the story is not about a lack of intelligence. It's about perceptual honesty. Because when our perception becomes subordinate to our consensus, systems no longer correct themselves. We know in neuroscience exactly why this happens. Our brain is a very predictive organ. It updates perception based on social cues. When everyone else appears to agree, the cost of seeing clearly goes up. And so our perception actually narrows. This isn't because we are incapable, but because the system goes against any sort of deviation. This is how false coherence persists long after it serves a function or a purpose. For those of us responsible for direction, it's for you. Leaders, architects, stewards of complex systems, this is not an abstract insight. It is an invitation for operational constraint. If a system you're in requires perceptual dishonesty to maintain cohesion, then it cannot hold responsibility. That is not a moral judgment. We are naming the structures of systems. In that way, many systems fail quietly before they fail visibly. They lose signal, they lose adaptive capacity, and they lose the ability to respond to reality. By the time collapse is obvious, the real failure has happened much earlier. Often when seeing clearly and naming what is clear is unsafe. There is a cost for clarity. It may cost us approval. It may cost us position. It may cost us belonging. But if you are responsible for setting direction, then the cost of not seeing clearly is higher. Because consensus does not create coherence. Perception does. In closing, let's practice a short gaze practice to support perceptual integrity, truth. Let your eyes move slowly side to side, left to right, without moving your head. No force, let it be fluid. The lateral gaze supports cognitive flexibility and perspective holding. Continue to move your eyes on your own for about 90 seconds. As you do so, notice, where have you been agreeing instead of seeing? In the next episode, we'll look at what happens when the state of the perceiver begins shaping the state of the system itself. This is where leadership becomes paramount.